Welcome back, everyone. This is Kelly the Curly Crafter, and today I'm going to bring to you guys a very simple, super easy, and amazingly delicious homemade pumpkin bread recipe. So if you guys would like to make pumpkin bread with me, stay tuned in this video and let's get started. I will be using this super cute Halloween 9x5 standard loaf pan. I will also be using this spatula, some measuring spoons, some measuring cups. I will be using these cups to organize and prep, and then also you will need a medium and large glass bowl. And now let's talk about what ingredients you will need to make the pumpkin bread. To start, you will need 1 can of pumpkin puree, 1½ cup sugar, a half a cup of some vegetable oil, 1/3 cup of milk, 2 eggs, 1 3/4 cup of some all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1½ teaspoons of salt, and lastly, your choice of spices like nutmeg, pumpkin spice, and ground cinnamon. Now that I have all the ingredients that I need, I'm just going to start to pre-measure them so that they will all be ready for when it's time to make the pumpkin bread. So I actually found this recipe from a really sweet lady on YouTube, so it's not my recipe, and she also has a written ingredient list in one of her websites, so I will leave that website down in the description, so make sure to go check it out. Let's get to pre-measuring. Now I have all of my ingredients right here pre-measured and ready for baking. So we are going to start off by using our large glass bowl to mix together our pumpkin mixture. Next, we're going to mix this till it is well combined. So once your pumpkin mixture is well combined, we're going to set this aside and grab a medium glass bowl. In that bowl, we are going to begin mixing our dry ingredients. Before combining our wet and dry ingredients, I'm just going to lightly mix our dry ingredients just so that all of them are combined together. Now into the large glass bowl with our pumpkin, we are going to pour in the dry ingredients. Now when it comes to mixing the dry and wet ingredients, I definitely recommend switching out your spatula for a whisk. Definitely when mixing your dry and wet ingredients, you're probably not going to be able to get out every last clump in it. Just try to get out as much as you can. I absolutely love the color. It is such a pretty pumpkin pie color, and it smells so good right now. I just cannot wait to smell it when it's baking in the oven. Now let's set our mixture aside while we prepare our baking tin. Isn't this little tin just so cute? It's ceramic and it has so many cute little ghosts on it. I got it this year at Home Goods for $12.99 only, and I really like it, and I can't wait to see what else I bake with it this season. To butter our pan, you will need a piece of parchment paper and also a stick of butter. But do not worry, because we will be using the stick of butter later in the video to make our maple glaze. So what you're gonna wanna do is just open the top of the butter so that one end of it is exposed. Now just take your butter and rub it in the pan all around the edges. Now we're going to set this down and take our parchment paper and line it inside of our pan. The last thing we need to do before baking is just pour our batter into our pan. For this part, I definitely recommend switching back to the spatula. Using the spatula makes it a lot easier to scrape out every last bit of your pumpkin bread batter. Now I'm just making sure that it is all evenly spreaded. The last thing that we need to do to bake the bread is preheat the oven, put it in, and let it bake. So with the free time that we have right now while the oven's preheating and during the baking process, we can start working on our maple glaze. For the maple glaze, you'll need a half a cup of butter, which is just the stick that I use to butter our pan. You'll need 1 cup of powdered sugar, and lastly, 2 tablespoons of some maple syrup. Once again, let's pre-measure all of our ingredients. Right now, it looks very separated, but just trust the process and keep mixing. If you want to make the process a little bit easier, you can try switching over to a whisk. That's the sound of the oven, so let's set our maple glaze aside and go put our pumpkin bread into the oven. Now we are going to preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Now all we have to do is wait. Alexa, set timer for 65 minutes.
1 hour and 5 minutes, starting now.
So I just finished putting my pumpkin bread into the oven, and you bake it for about 55 to 65 minutes. I'm just gonna come back, give this a little extra stir, and then pop it in the fridge until our pumpkin bread comes out of the oven. Now that my maple glaze is in the fridge, I'm just gonna take this time to refresh the kitchen and get all the dishes done and clean it up. Alexa, stop. Our pumpkin bread is finally out of the oven and the whole house smells so delicious. Now I'm going to take the maple glaze out of the fridge, just give it a little quick stir, and then start spreading it on the pumpkin bread while it is still warm. I find that when spreading it on the bread while it's still warm, it gives it a nice coating. So right now it's actually a little bit stiff from sitting in the fridge, so I'm going to pop it into the microwave for 10 to 30 seconds. It is perfect now. I popped mine in the microwave for 15 seconds and now it's back to its glaze consistency. So now I'm just going to use this and pour on the maple glaze onto our pumpkin bread. Now that our pumpkin bread is drizzled and drenched in our homemade maple glaze, all we have to do is let the glaze set and our pumpkin bread cool, and then we will be able to cut it up and try it. I hope that y'all enjoyed making that homemade pumpkin bread recipe with me. It was super easy and delicious. I absolutely love it and hope that you guys do too. If you'd like to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe down below. I have a bunch more fall videos coming your way, so stay tuned. Thank you guys for watching and bye everyone!